And yeah, you mentioned about the taunting thing that we touched on last week. And unfortunately, we saw exactly what we were afraid of this week in preseason in the Colts-Panthers game, where, I don't know, I thought it was an absurd call because there was absolutely no taunting at the end of that run by Benny LeMay. I mean, he was just pumped that he extended his run 5 to 7 yards or whatever by keeping his leg churning and carrying defenders down the field. And he just jumps up, yells in excitement. I mean, but the problem was his head was sort of tilted down for 1 second, and it looked like he was yelling at the defender who was just still laying on the ground. But I mean, he wasn't. I mean, I think for anyone who's played the game or watched the game, you know that was not an act of taunting in any shape or form. He was just pumped. Yet, because of the stupid new emphasis,
oh my God.
Flagged. So to me, the whole taunting thing is not the same as what you were talking about regarding the vaccine requirement. You know the rule, follow the rule, you get whatever, you get nabbed. This is a judgment call. And I think that is why I have a problem with it, because the judgment could be flawed.
I wish I was Tony Reali on ESPN and had a mute button, because you couldn't be lying more. I just pulled up the clip. He looks down, stares at the guy, and flexes.
No.
Pull it up.
But he's not flexing. Okay, see, that's what I mean.
He's looking down at the guy.
His head is down, and he just flexes for like a split second. He wasn't directed at the guy. You don't know that it's directed at the guy.
I would bet every dollar in my pocket he wasn't flexing to the 30,000 people in the front rows, because he didn't look at them. He looked at the guy who was trying to tackle him. Why are you?
Is that taunting? Is that so egregious that you gotta flag him for that?
It doesn't. That's my point. It doesn't matter if
It does if it's legit taunt. It
doesn't
matter
what I
mean.
Like or don't like the rule. My point is, you know the rule, and the rule. That's the one thing they said you can't do. You cannot stand over a guy and flex. That's like the only thing they said you can't do, and that's what he did. So
let me just interject with this. Like, my problem with it, like to Jerry's point, is it's the objective part of it. Like, what is and what isn't. So if he got up and flexed the other way, would that be a flag?
No.
Would the guy who stands up and signals first down, is that taunting? No. What is taunting? Nobody knows. And if that guy says, I'm going to throw a flag because they told me to throw a flag, well, then here we go. Nobody really knows.
That's not true.
You don't know that yet.
They've told you what taunting is. You can't stand over him. You can't flex towards him. You can't spin the ball at him. Those are the three things you
right. So, but what I'm saying is, if he gets up and flexes the other way, are they going to throw the flag?
No, there's no flag, because that's not against the rules.
We'll see if that happens then. I don't know. So we don't know yet.
What do you mean you don't know yet?
If that back judge says, "Oh, he flexed, but it was the other direction," I'm still throwing a flag. We don't know yet if they're going to throw a flag for that. So that's the problem with it. We don't know what they're going to throw flags for.
So you think the refs are just going to throw flags for not breaking the rules?
Yes.
Okay.
Quite possibly, or something that's sort of towing the line. Maybe they should toss it, throw the flag. Maybe they shouldn't. They're just going to throw it.
Jeff, you've been in law enforcement. If you go 2 miles over the speed limit, it's speeding, right?
Yes, but there's still a gray area.
No, there's not.
There's black and there's white. Nobody's giving you a ticket for 2 miles over the speed limit.
No,
that's not going to happen.
You're not.
Nobody will. That's the thing.
Oh, thank you for speaking for every cop in America who wouldn't do this. Okay, glad.
The point is,
so
we
what's
don't
the
know
limit?
What they're going to throw the flag for yet.
Well, what's the limit?
I don't know.
Can I go 4 miles over the speed limit?
Sure.
5?
Sure.
7?
10.
I'm not going to get a ticket for driving 35 and a 25.
It really depends. But that's the problem. It depends.
You're right. It depends. But the point is, if I drive 25, I'm safe. I don't have to worry about getting a ticket. If I go over the line and I get caught, I can't complain to anyone that I didn't know the rules.
No, but you're just looking at you're looking at it wrong, because that ref. So we're going to complain about the refs now when the guy gets up and signals first down, and they're going to say, "Nope, that's taunting."
Now, when we're signaling first down, but the guy's like right in front of him,
Right.
And
So
we need
we
to
don't know yet what they're going to call. I'm saying.
Now you guys are going to complain about the refs because you haven't for the last 45 years of your lives?
We will complain about the refs. I'm just saying
that's exactly the problem because they're
it
putting
wasn't a point of emphasis.
they're putting
now they want it to be
all this authority and decision making on the refs' plate when they have a problem just officiating the game normally.
That's, again, I'm not arguing that point. I'm fine with that. I even conceded to you guys last podcast that it probably wasn't a point of emphasis that I thought needed to be redone or encouraged. That's not my point. My point now is these guys know the rules. They know what they're being looked at for. They know what they're being asked not to do. And if you still do it, that's where I have the problem.
Yes, if it is called that way. That's what I'm saying. And we don't know enough yet because we haven't seen enough games, enough calls yet to really know if they're going to call it that way or they're actually going to throw a flag for the guy flexing towards the crowd. What if they throw a flag for that? And we don't know. And then it's going to be like, well, that was a bad call, right?